Most Rocket League players believe they are stuck because they are not mechanical enough. They think the reason they can't rank up is because they can't air dribble like pros, can't reset consistently, or aren't fast enough. And that belief alone is already holding them back. Because the truth is uncomfortable but simple. Improvement in Rocket League is not mainly about mechanics, it's about mindset. At least 75% of how well you play, how consistent you are, and how fast you improve comes down to how you think, how you react, and how you handle pressure. Mechanics matter, of course, but they only work properly when the mentality behind them is solid. You can see this in almost every rank. Two players with similar skill, similar hours, and yet one keeps climbing while the other stays stuck. The difference isn't talent, it's not luck, it's not teammates, it's mentality. The biggest mistake most players make is treating Rocket League like a pure mechanical game. They jump into free play, grind training packs for hours, queue ranked, and expect results. When those results don't come, frustration builds. And once frustration takes over, improvement slows down or stops entirely. A weak mindset doesn't just affect how you feel. It directly affects how you play. You hesitate when you should commit. You overcommit when you should wait. You panic under pressure. You chase plays that aren't there. You start forcing the game instead of reading it. One small mistake turns into tilt. Tilt turns into rush decisions. Rush decisions turn into loses. And suddenly, you're not even playing Rocket League anymore. You're fighting your own emotions. What most players don't realize is that mindset isn't just staying positive. It's much deeper than that. Mindset is how quickly you reset after a mistake. It's how calm you stay when the game gets chaotic. It's whether you can accept being wrong and adjust instead of doubling down in bad habits. Two players can make the exact same mistake. One slams the desk, spams quick chat and plays worse for the rest of the match. The other takes a breath, adapts and plays better in the next possession. Same mistake, completely different outcome. The difference compounds over time. Players with strong mentality don't magically win every game. They still lose, they still make mistakes, but every game gives them something back: information, feedback, or experience. Meanwhile, players with poor mentality lose games and take nothing from them except frustration. That's why mindset accelerates improvement more than mechanics ever will. A strong mentality allows you to actually learn from your games. It lets you stay focused for longer sessions, it helps you stay consistent even on bad days. And consistency is what really moves you up the ranks. You don't need the perfect mechanics to improve fast. You need clarity. You need patience. You need discipline. You need the ability to slow the game down mentally, even when everything feels fast. This is where the 75% comes in. Roughly speaking, most players focus almost their energy on the 25%, mechanics, speed, or flashy plays. But without the 75% decision making, emotional control, awareness, those mechanics never reach their potential. A calm player with decent mechanics will almost always outperform a tilted player with better mechanics. Not because they are better, but because they make fewer mistakes and play within their limits. The players who improve the fastest aren't the ones grinding the most hours. They are the ones extracting the most value from every hour to play. They don't ask why their teammate messed up. They ask what they could have done differently. They don't chase highlight plays, they chase control. They understand that Rocket League rewards patience more than ego. That sometimes the smartest place is doing nothing. That staying grounded mentally wins more games than forcing mechanics you're not ready for yet. Once you adopt that mindset, improvement comes almost easier. You stop fearing mistakes, you stop attaching your ego to your rank, you start seeing the game for what it is. A constant exchange of decisions, the positioning or timing. And that's when things start to click. Not because you suddenly learned a new mechanic, but because you finally allowed yourself to play faster. But because you finally allowed yourself to play smarter, more aware, more controlled. Most players will never reach that point, not because they can't, but because they never shift their mentality. They keep grinding harder instead of thinking better, and that's exactly why players with the right mindset will always pull ahead.